I'm Joaquin Lopez. I come from Ecuador and I just did TDS, 145 kilometers with almost 9,500 meters of elevation gain. I'm really happy. I came to this race to do my best. I was not thinking about the result. I knew I can do something less than 20 hours, and I knew that 20 hours was a top 10. But the conditions were really tough. People suffered a lot of heat strokes. I took a lot of care of myself. I did 19 hours, 30 minutes more or less. So I achieved my goal of time, and that came with a great result. Yeah, TDS is really tough because of it's super technical, and you don't have so many points where you can get water. In UTMB that I did in 2016, every 10K you get a lot of food and water. In here there's like 30Ks in some parts with no shade that you don't have anything. So I divided the road in little targets. All the time I was thinking just in this next downhill or this next uphill, and that made me get like in haze in the race all the time. Well, they are very different races. UTMB, all the paths are really worked, so it's not so technical. Like really, you can like flow in the road. While TDS, you get sections where there's not even a road. Like you just have to go downhill through rocks. So it's a lot slower and it has a lot more of elevation gain, which I like more because I come from Ecuador, that is a country full of mountains, right? So for me, I always said that I did UTMB, I finished 6th, it was a great result, but I enjoyed this race more because I felt more like in my element, like this is more like home, you know? So I felt more confident while running. I'm a coach, so to the runners that I coach, that if you think of the whole thing, it will create a lot of like worry, you know, like I'm already tired, my feet hurt, I'm hungry, and I have like, I don't know, 10 more hours. So it's better just to put super small goals, like, okay, I'm gonna do 10 minutes of walking, then I will run. Or things that you can visually look and say, okay, I'm gonna walk to that hill and then I will see. And that makes it super like entertaining to the race. I think you need like a strong mind and to be, I say that the road is relentless, you know, like it always brings something over and over that wants to get you out. So you have to be super resilient. Like if your feet hurts, then like, I don't know, you have to think of other stuff and it will stop hurting. And so like, I think resilience is like something you have to, it will get you up a lot of times through the road. There's a way down that it's like 1,800 meters to go to Buffot, like in the middle of the race. If you don't take care there, it will really beat you up in the end. And in there we were in the lead with 4 more guys, and Ludovic Pommeret, the winner, he passed us and he went running past super fast, and all these guys went with him. And I decided to stay back because I was like, no, I know that I have to take care here to don't pay it later. And it turned out really well. As soon as I left Buffot, in 1 kilometer I found Hugo from Adidas sitting, and 3 kilometers later I found a Chinese guy also sitting, vomiting. So I was like, oh wow, like I'm glad that I did this strategy, you know. But that's really hard. That you always, I say that when you get to Buffot, it's like a cemetery because everyone gets so beaten up because of that downhill. I do, I love it. Races, I think that's what keeps us always motivated to train, and like at the end, this sport, there's a lot of competition, but it's nice that it's there's a union, you know, like at the end, everyone wants to get the course done, you know, so at the end, you're like with your rivals, but you're also like team, because sometimes you help each other. So I love that about this sport. So I like to compete a lot, but I also like to share the path with the people that I'm racing with. No, totally. That happened to me when I came to Barcelona. Right now I'm living in Barcelona. I'm from Ecuador. And in Ecuador, there's not so many people that race competitively. Now that I came to Barcelona, the community of runners is huge, you know. So going to that races, meeting people, and getting to train with people that are in a higher level, made me get my level better. You know, so it's the same. Like at the end, they're their rivals, but they make you be your best. I did actually. I went to Ecuador 1 month because I knew that I needed more birth. In Barcelona, we didn't have. It's not so easy to get so much elevation gain, and because of the profile of the race and the altitude of Ecuador, we live at 2,008 meters, 2,800 meters. So I went 1 month to Ecuador to train specific to this race, and it was the best decision. Well, it was a super hot day, and Kailas has a no sleeves, really light vest, which I used, and super. You don't even feel it so much. Then I used the pack, the vest of 8 liters, because at the end UTMB asks for a lot of equipment, so you need space, you need to be comfortable. And with the BOA system, it holds really well. I used the Fuga X shoes, which are the most technical ones. Also, they have more cushion for ultras. And then, yeah, that was pretty much my gear for the race. Well, depending any race that you do, OCC, CCC, TDS, or UTMB, I think that the main thing is to just do your race. There's so many people here that it's crazy. You start with a lot of adrenaline and you start running more than you can, or at the same time it gets confusing, like to manage your own times. So sticking to your plan is the best thing you can do. Don't think about anyone else, just doing what you have to take care and get to the finish line. Yeah, no, really happy, and also I'm glad that Latin American runners are starting to make better results. I was the first Latin American runner to be in the top 10 of UTMB, and now I'm the first Latin American to be in the top 3 of a podium of a UTMB race. So I think this make us believe more, you know. I don't mind if it's someone from Chile, Argentina, Ecuador, any country in Latin America. There's so much potential of runners, but we have to believe more. So that's like a good message. Well, I think UTMB was, as soon as you put trail running on Google, it shows up, you know. So anyone that starts running in the mountains of wherever they are, they start dreaming of coming here, you know. So it's like the top is where everyone wants to reach. It's amazing how much countries, how much people. Yesterday I was amazed of how much like people from like under 18 years and then over 55, 60 years were in the same race. So sharing all that in the same place, it's amazing. And it has grown the sport a lot. Yeah, at the end, because it's all the races, if it will be just one, maybe obviously all the runners will be in that same race, but there's no doubt like it's the place to be. Like if you are a professional runner, here's where you will get the best of the athletes and the level. Well, what I was saying before, like me being a Latin American runner, sometimes we're a little bit like ashamed. I don't know if ashamed is the word, but we don't like believe it. Like we see all these European runners and like super elite athletes, and we don't have so much level. Like it's a new sport, really new sport in Latin America. So now when I approach a starting line, for me it was hard to get into the first row. You know, like believe like maybe I can win this. This was the first year that I was like, I have trained more than ever. I feel really well and confident enough that I can do something, and I like pushed up that. But I've seen other runners from Argentina, Chile, that we're always like a little bit behind, you know. So yeah, that's like, I don't know, that's a common thing for us. Well, my next goal, I'm going to the World Champs in Thailand to represent Ecuador. That's in November. It's going to be the first World Champs that joins mountain running and trail running. So I will be in the ultra in the 80K. So that's my closest goal, and then we will see next year what comes to the plan.